Push that button. Oh, it's time for some Sunday champions. So, my voice might be a little hard to talk right now because I got sick on Friday. Well, technically it was early Saturday morning, and kind of like threw up a lot, and my throat is a little not 100% up to its normal loudness. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Amanda 67, how you doing? Silverthorn 9755, how are you doing? Can you hear me loud and clear? Am I a little too low? Let me know. I'll just try to max up the volume. All right, so I'm gonna try and continue what I was doing on Friday. I was taking on Bullseye on Expert on the getaway scenario, and Bullseye he just dishes out a lot of damage. So let's see if we can. I think I played Daredevil like 4 times. All right, good. That's good to hear. I did like 5 games. Daredevil came close. I started getting a rhythm going, and then all of a sudden he just like one shot me. So I'm gonna try. We could try a couple games with Echo, and then I'm gonna probably play another game with him, and then I'll probably try out a different scenario. So I just did a nothing too crazy. Pretty much running the pre-con, but I adjusted some cards out of the pre-con deck. I threw in a couple copies of Tackle, just to get a little stun on them. I also threw in I think a couple copies of Defiance, so that way we can just discard one of his boost cards because his strength is in his boost cards. So we just discard the boost card. I mean, he's only gonna hit us for his base stack. His base stack is not too terrible. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah. So since we're starting with the starting card, initiate defense or reflex, I think it's called. Yep. All right. Going in with 9 health. All right. First things first, revealing the scheme. Since we're playing expert, we're putting 2 counters on instead of just 1. Comes in with 2 threat per player. Bullseye, when revealed, find his adamantium like spine. Attaches Bullseye. This is a permanent force and shrouds when Bullseye would take damage. We prevent all but 3 of that damage, and then place the prevented damage here. Then when it gets 6 or more, we flip it over. With the getaway scenario, we have out front. This is a permanent that is attached to the villain. If there is no threat on the main scheme, we flip this card. When we do so, we take each player will take 1 indirect damage, and then the villain will take 2 damage per player. While while this is attached to the villain has he gains ranged, but it really doesn't matter for Bullseye because he already has ranged with his attacks from his Force Interrupt. When he activates, each of his boost cards gain additional boost. And if his attack is if it's an attack, he's got range. So he has range no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens. If there's threat on the main scheme, you can't do any damage to him. It's gonna come off the threat instead. And this would actually ignore Crisis Icons also. So basically, the season be flipped before we can do any damage to the villain. That being said, Bullseye is at 16 health, I believe, on stage 2. Yep. And where are we going with this? Katana's great. So we get reflexes. Okay. Take 3 away on that. Guess that makes more sense. All right, so we'll spend 1 resource to put in our initiate reflexes. That gives us +1 defense. We'll spend 2 resources. Actually, I'd rather do that, I think. Hold on to my standalone. And then we get defensive conditioning on. This gains us 3 hit points. So we're up to 12 HP. And we get an additional defense. We'll hold on to that. We'll flip. And then we'll go ahead and thwart 2 off the main, which will clear it. This will flip. He'll take 2 indirect damage, down to 14. And then we're going down to 11. And we're ready up. All right. 2 threat goes on to the main. Bullseye is attacking us for 2 and a boost. I'm going to go ahead and defend with a defense of 4. And that's going to be a boost of 2 right there. So we add 1 to every boost because of his Force Interrupt. So he attacks for 5, we defend for 4, we take only 1 damage. Which will drop us down to 2. Or so it was 1 damage. And then we get our encounter card. Everything is a weapon. If we were an alter ego, we would have had taken 2 indirect damage. In hero, we can choose either for Bullseye to activate against us or remove an ally we control from the game. Well, since we have no allies here, I guess he's going to be attacking us again. And I do not have anything to stop that. So attacking for 2. And then that's a 3 boost, so we add 1 more, so that's 4, 5, 6, so I get hit for 6. And just like that, we are almost dead. Down to 4 health. And the player turn moves over to us. First thing we do is we add a speed counter to the getaway. And then if alongside is in play, we flip it. Otherwise, if this was still on there, we just add another speed counter. Alright, well, that was painful. We got study the tape here. It's really nothing good to grab except for that. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the study the tape to get standalone on the table. And then I'm gonna spend a 1 to play Army of 1. 2 ready back up. We'll go ahead and tuck that under us. And clear that. Take the indirect damage. He'll take 2. I'm gonna stay up. I'm kind of risking it right here just because I am at 3 health. But my defense is at 4 right now. And now that I have standalone on the table, if I get attacked again, I can ready up and defend again. So I'm not I think we'll be okay. I really would like to. Okay, so there's ASL in harm's way. And we got the taunts. Alright, so if he doesn't attack us twice in one turn, I can go ahead and go for a taunt. And potentially ready up and defend again and get 3 card draws, so maybe we get some more toys on the table. He is going to attack us though. He's attacking for 2 and a boost of 3, 4, and I am defending, which I should have called out. So that's misplaying my part, but I am defending. Because I talked about doing it. So defending for 4, he's attacking for 2. 3, 4, so that's 4. So 6. So 6 to my 4, I lose 2. And I'm down to 1 health. And we'll see what the encounter card is. Alright, not too bad. It's just the utility van, so now he gets extra protection. Attach the enemy with a few remaining hit points, that would be him. So now we have to get rid of his van first before we can even do damage to him. There's put 2 threat on here also. I mean, I can clearly just get rid of that in one go, I think, with my defense being at a 4 right now. What are the chances I just die if I try taunting him? 1 health. We can play this to put out the best defense. That'll bring our defenses up to 5. I think I'm just going to play photographic reflexes. I'm gonna play the Army of 1 so I can ready up. We'll do 2 to get down American Sign Language. I'm gonna have to flip down. I'm gonna heal 3. Hopefully we don't lose the scheme out because I have lost in those kind of situations. I'll hold on to the taunt. I'll grab a G energy. Photographic. Superpower. Army of 1. Okay, so that's nice to see. So I could use that to get the physical resource to pay that. Get a stun on him, get some damage. Then we can photo and then grab it. Alright, 2 threat goes on. We're at the 4. Please don't scheme over. Scheming for 1. That's 3, 4. It takes it to 8. So if he gets one more threat or anything that activates the threat or in advance, we lose. Let's see. This will surge because it's already got a vehicle. And this will surge because there's already a vehicle. And raise the stakes. I don't even think I've seen it on this card before. Force interrupts, attach to bullseye. When bullseye attacks, give him 1 additional boost card for the attack. If this attack defeats a friendly character, remove that card from the game. Otherwise, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. Alright, we're alive. And then we gotta put 2 counters on here because we didn't do that. Recover to 7, flip up. We can do this. We can do that. Play an energy. Play a tackle. So we couldn't do any damage to him. So I'm trying to figure which effect happens first. Those are both force interrupts. When the villain would be dealt any amount of damage, remove the amount from the threat. So I think this triggers first, and then the van protects him. So we would be dealing 3 damage, which will take 3 off the main. And then we still get to stun him, so he's stunned. And then I'll go ahead and tuck this card underneath. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 resource to play Army of 1 to ready up. Also going to tuck that card underneath. And I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2, which would take it off here. And then let's do Photographic Reflex as a resource. We'll play Taunt, which he's stunned. So draw 3 cards, and then we'll also put this underneath also. And again, our tackle, defiance, and the bust defense. Yeah, that's all we can do. So I'm gonna. think I'm gonna pitch this because I don't need it because I have that tucked underneath. And I'm going to pitch that, and I'm going to hold on to the Defiance. Or it goes up to 5. Bullseye is going to attack. I'm going to go ahead and use Defiance to go ahead and discard it, which is Pedestrians. Now we get the encounter. We do not have any allies, so it's going to Surge. And he's going to Scheme. So this probably is game over. Let's go scheming for 5. 3. So it's going to be. Yep, we lost. It goes to 9. Felt like we were on such a roll, too. Yeah, say Bullseye is probably like one of the meanest villains I've played. Let's see here. So already first game, and Bullseye's got the W. All right. So you can become Ronin the first turn. That's 3 of my defense cards. I think I just play all 3 of those. I hate to lose the Defiance though, because I feel like that'd be sweet to have, but I'm gonna have a defensive 3 starting with the starting turn 1 with Retaliate. So I feel like that would be. I think I just play. I think I just play this. I'm just gonna play this hand out. Makes sense in my head. So 1, 2, 3. So we'll need. So Defiance pays for the Initiate Reflex. Energy pays for Ronin. The best defense pays for my Armored Vest. And there you go. We now have a 3 defense, and we are Retaliate. And we'll go ahead and swing for 2 on this threat, which should be 2, because I didn't adjust it. Alright, so we clear the threat. Again, we flip out front. So when we do that, this gets when the threat's removed, we flip it over. And then each player takes the 1 indirect damage, and the villain takes 2 damage per player. So Bullseye drops down to 14. I drop down to 8. And we'll ready up. Muscle Memory, Army of 1. Army of 1. Genius, which can. So we got that to pay for this. To potentially do that too if we ready up or defend. And then the res. Which I think take that stud. 2 threat goes on to the main. Bullseye is attacking for 2. We'll go ahead and defend. So that'll be for 2. We take indirect damage. And then we take nothing on the defense. He's going to take retaliate. And then that'll take 1 threat off the main because he's taking damage. And then a counter card is attached to an ally without incessant pursuit. Otherwise, this card gains surges. Will surge into everything as a weapon. Choose either for Bullseye to activate against you or remove an ally you control from the game. So he's going to attack us twice. And this could be lethal right here. So he's attacking for 2. 3, 4. So he attacks for 4. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go down to 3. He gets hit for retaliate, which comes on here, which means this is not going to flip, which is brilliant. And that would end the turn. So place 1 speed counter here. If alongside is in play. I'm sorry. When the round ends, if there is threat here, do the following. So there is no threat on the main, so we don't have to do this. So that we get to actually bypass that. That's beautiful. That makes me happy. Okay. All right, so it's our turn. Just got abused. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since there's no threat, I'd love to hit some damage on him. But I feel like my health's important at this point, so I'm going to play Genius. Let's put Muscle Memory down. Basically what Muscle Memory does. It's a hero action skill. So you would exhaust Muscle Memory, and you exhaust the card, and then add an event that's tucked under Echo to your hand. So if I wanted to play it out of my hand instead of using my photos, oh, I don't have it in here. Not yet, at least. My photo reflexes card. I could do that, so then that way I could just tuck it under again. Pay 1 for play Army of 1. We'll go ahead and tuck that. So we've already up, and then I think we're just gonna flip down Alter Ego. Place the so her ability practice makes perfect as an interrupt. When you change from hero form, search your deck for an aspect or basic event, and add it to your hand. I'm gonna go ahead and grab See No Evil, Hear No Evil. And I'll go ahead and use that as a resource to put down the res. And then I'm going to go ahead and recover for 3. And then I'll go ahead and use the res to heal X damage off Maya, where X is the highest cost among the cards tucked underneath me, which is 1. So, get up to 7. And we'll end it there. 2 goes on. Bullseye thwarts for 1, 2, 3, 4. Under fire, surges. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Probably get an advance. No, we get the Deadly Sigh. Burning Rubber, when revealed, for each speed counter on the main scheme. Place 1 threat on the main or spend 1 resource of any type. I'll pitch these 2. All right, and then we are going to go to player turn. There's 6 threat on the main. We're going to put a counter over here. This flips over. Use muscle memory to bring a card up underneath me up to my hand. I want to play Study the Tape. Bring back one of these. I'm going to spend 3 to play a tackle. So we'll go ahead and stun him. Then we'll deal 3 damage, which will come off the threats. I'm going to send photo that one. Bring him down to 1. Oh, I forgot to flip up too. All right. I think that's all I can do. He's going to attack for. All right, no, he's not attacking. He's stunned. That'll be the encounter card. So he's stunned. And then carjacking, discard cards until we get a vehicle attachment and reveal it. And also, too, so we discard cards from the encounter deck until a vehicle attachment is discarded. And then we reveal it. If your identity does not have the vehicle attachment, you may spend 3 resources of the same type. And we could attach this to our identity instead. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna spend 3 mentals. I'm gonna take that card. So now we get +1 to our attack. And we got 4 damage or more to protect us. This is still on this side, so we're putting 2 tokens on. I'm gonna go ahead and pitch taunt. Well, actually, we could. I'm gonna spend 1. I get standalone now. And then we're gonna swing for 3, which will come off here. This will flip. They'll take 2 indirect damage, and then we'll take 1. And we're all set. So we got our katana, we got our improvisation, got another tackle. 2 threat goes on. He is going to attack for 2 and a or I'm sorry, 4 and a boost. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Defiance and discard this, and then we technically defended. And I'm gonna go ahead and pitch. I'm gonna pitch these 2, and I'm gonna photo that one. And then we can get rid of that. So he attacked me only for 2, 3, 4. So that drops us down to 2, and then he takes a retaliate, which takes him down to 1. Oh, actually, no, I don't take the damage. That 4 damage would have gone on my car. Now my car's gone because there's 4 more on here. So we lose the one attack. And then he got the retaliate. And then now we're going to get our counter, which will be a cop with quick strike. We'll go ahead and defend that. So the cop will do no damage, and then he'll take 1 damage of retaliate. And then he has a when defeated, he adds 2 to the main. So, and there's threat on the main. 1 goes on here. This flips, and it's player turn. We're not really looking much at a turn here. Played most of our cards. Could get the katana back into our hand. Or, I mean, we could get the tackle into our hand, then we can play the tackle. Or we can get the Defiance. I think that's our last Defiance. Which it is. I'd kind of rather have that Defiance in my hand. Let's do... I'm gonna hold on to these 3. So we got Harm's Way now. 4 goes on. Bullseye's gonna attack. We'll defend with a defense of 5. So he's attacking for 2. 3, 4. We take no damage. We'll hit him with that. The cop's gonna activate against us. We can go ahead and activate standalone. Spread back up. And we can exhaust again and defend. Take no damage. Put retaliate on him. Then the counter card will be the side scheme Deranged Bloodlust. This comes in with 4 threat, and it gets whatever his stage number is, which is 2. So now he's going to get an Amplify, so now he'll be doing more damage. Right. This never flipped, so this is gonna get 2 counters. Think we just put this down, get our defense up to a 6. Then we still don't have enough to pay for that. Definitely needs more resource generators. I'm going to play these 3 resources to play In Harm's Way. And I'm going to go ahead and thwart 5 off of here. And then I'm going to deal 5 damage to him, which that's just going to come off of here. Which will flip that over, give me an indirect damage. And he'll take 2. We'll go ahead and photo that. And that's it. Not much to do. There's our photo reflexes. Another photo reflexes. Another Harm's Way. Army of 1. Two comes down. Stacking 4, 2, 3. I'm going to defend. So it's going to be my defense is a 5, and he's attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I take 1 damage. He takes retaliate. Cop is activating against me. I'm going to stand alone to ready up and defend again, which will knock him out. And then he's going to put 2 threat on the main. And then the encounter card we get caught off guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. We haven't been really using much of the res. All right. Where do we begin? So if I play that, it's going to reduce the cost of that. So I could potentially waste. Let's army 1. And then we'll go ahead and photo that. And let's clear this. Let's photo. Let's photo and grab the tackle. And then we'll use this for the physical resource. And that will deal the 3 damage because we use the physical resource. So this will flip. We'll take an indirect. Take 2. He's stunned. I think I'm going to flip down on that one. Throwing for 1, 2, 3. Hopefully this encounter card won't be damning, and it is. It's an advance. Scheming for 1, 2, 3, 4. And we lose. Once again, the advance is what takes us down. It probably would have been better if I just would have just stayed up for that one. They had 3 health. They had enough defense. So I'm just gonna do a what if I would have just not done that. Just out of curiosity. So we definitely would have. So yeah, that was a 1, 2, 3, 4. This would have stayed. So this would have been the boost card, which actually no, that wouldn't have happened like that. Because he would have been stunned, and then our encounter card would have been the advance still. No, what master plan would have been. So we lost to the advance. So master plan would have came out. Would have discarded. Well, technically that would have been discarded. So this would have been discarded. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's what our side scheme would have been. That would have got the 4 threats. And then that would have brought out a cop. he would have came out. He would have quick striked me. And I probably would have blocked it. Right? So I would have defended that. He would have took this. So yeah. And then turn would have went over to me. Well, this would have flipped. And then I would have been. I probably would have played study the tape. Grab tackle again. And then I probably would have done this. Grab this card, put that in my hand. And then I would have done probably photographic. And then spend my defiance to play in harm's way. And then I would have just cleared this. And then I would have dealt 5 damage to him, which would have cleared that. Which would have flipped this over. She takes 2. And then I would take 1. Then I spend 3, play tackle, deal 3. This is at 0, so 1, 2, 3. He gets stunned. We'll photo that. And then this would have hit 2. He's stunned. He attacks me. I defend. He takes retaliate. He gets this. He gets additional boost cards now. This would flip over. Is that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? So now we have 11 speed counters. I also forgot to draw my hand, so hold on. Yeah, so needless to say, I would have been still alive. I should have just stayed up. But we don't know what the next encounter card would have been, so 1, 2, 3. Which I would have actually messed up. I should have had one of those out, so it's alright. It's a loss anyways. Doesn't even matter. All right. I'm just gonna run to the restroom real quick. It's gonna be part of my starting hand. All right, I'll be right back. Right. Go again. All right. Oh. I think it's better for me to want those two. All right, so it looks like we're gonna pay this for that. Looks like we're gonna pay this for that. Makes sense, I guess. So choreography allows us to shuffle one aspect event from our discard pile into our deck and draw a card. Throw Tom back in there. I should fix that. Oh, our katanas. Um, yeah, I really want those out. We got 3 defense. We'll just thwart 2 off of this. Give him 2 retaliate, drop him down to 14. Flip this over. I'll take a damage. We'll call that our turn. this. Make this. All right. He is going to attack for 2 to boost. I'm going to defend. Boost card is 2, add 1, that's 3, so he's attacking for 5. I have a defense of 3, so I only take 2 damage. Counter card is Gone Off Guard. All right. Cool. So now we can study the tape. Grab tackle. We're gonna go. I forgot to do this. There should have been 2 of those on here, and then this gets 1 on it. This also had 2 thrown on it. All right, so we're gonna go 2 resources, tackle. We'll use M Harm's Way, so we can throw a stun on him. 3 damage, deplete that. This will flip over. Take 2 indirect damage, bring him down to 12. We go down to 1, and then we can respond with our Echo's Katana. Hero response: after you play an event, exhaust Echo's Katana, deal damage to the enemy equal to the event's printed cost. Gains piercing also. Tackle is a 3, so we'll throw 3 damage on him. Bring him down to 9, and then I'm going to use our response to tuck that under. And that is why her katana is amazing. And I wish I had 1 more resource so I could have at least got my defensive conditioning down. I'll just go ahead and hold on to that. We'll ready up. So now you don't have to worry about an activation on him. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to put 2 on. He's going to be stunned. The counter card is Car, so that gets attached to him. Now he's got +1 attack. Turn moves over to us. Let's do. So I dare do it. Yeah, I want to actually. I could stun him again. Let's photographic reflex him again. We'll grab our tackle out. So this is going to be worth 1 cost. We do have a physical for that. We use the see no evil, hear no evil. The wild resource will give us the physical. So we will be able to throw 3 damage over here, which will come off the threat. And then we're going to use our katana to throw in our 3 damage at him. And then, of course, I forgot to do this part again because I'm forgetful. And actually, no. Hold on. Hold on. So when he would be dealt any damage. All right, so we would have dealted the 3 damage, which would have gone onto the car first. No, that's take. Okay, so yeah, this would have happened first. So this gets cleared. And then this flips over. The 2 indirect damage goes onto the vehicle. We take our indirect damage. He still gets stunned. And then we use our katana to deal 3 damage, which is going to go directly to the car. So the car is gone. We can't photo, or we can't do our, what's the official term? We can't use our watch and learn because we photo reflexed. So that goes away. Let's swing 2 at him. We'll swing 2 at him. Bring him down to 7. We could play the stun, get the free card draw, get down defensive conditioning, which will give us another health, some more health. But I don't know how I feel about that. Because at least I know I'll be able to play this. I'll get 3 hit points. Give me more defense, which is 12. He's at 7 health right now. I want to. Eh. I say YOLO. Let's do it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna taunt him. So I'm gonna taunt him. He's stunned. I get to draw the 3 cards anyways. For In Harm's Way, another photographic reflex. And I can also do a response and do that again. Which I could play photographic and then also do that. Would he kill me though? He probably could kill me. If he gets a 3 boost icon, I'm dead. Or a 2 boost, because he'll get +1 for that. What's my defense at? A 3? I'm just gonna put the defensive conditioning on. Take the health points. Take the health. Two threat goes on. Bullseye's attacking. Maybe I should draw my hand. So we draw into another tackle, which makes me happy. So he's attacking for 2, and then he'll boost icon, so that's going to be a 3. So we take no damage. We'll get a counter card, which is going to be Shadows of the Past. Oh, that's terrible. So Kingpin joins the fight. Alright, so Force and Trout, when Kingpin would attack Maya, he schemes instead. 6 health. 3 scheme. When he's revealed, find Kingpin, put him in play, engaged with you. And then the boost effect on that is if Kingpin is in play, reveals. At least I don't have my obligation, so. Because then I can do any damage to him. Alright, so this will flip over. And another speed counter goes on. Alright, so we got some things to do. I would love to stun him. I would love to get him off the table. But I can't do anything until that side scheme's gone. So that's gonna be that's a thing. I think this would be a perfect time to play In Harm's Way. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to, fortunately, spend 3 resources to play In Harm's Way. So we'll go ahead and remove. So our defense is a 4 right now. We'll go ahead and remove 4 off of this side scheme. So we can do stuff to Kingpin. And then we're going to deal damage to the enemy. Which we're going to do 4 damage to him. So we'll hit 4 on him, and then we're going to trigger our katana. And then we gain the boost on that, which is a 3. So we take out Kingpin. And then we're going to go ahead and watch and learn. And I can't do anything else. So I guess we'll call that a turn. So all right. That's been dealt with. We didn't do anything with the threat on that. So 2 threat goes on. It's at 4 out of 9. He's going to be attacking. Draw my hand. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We defend, right? Defend for 4. He attacks for 2. And he gets no boost icons on this card, but we add 1 to his ability. So we take no damage. Yay. Counter card is the Kingpin's Henchman with guard. Luckily, we got rid of Kingpin, so we don't have to worry about that. He can't take any damage. Turn moves over to me. Sorry, end around. This is still here, so we're putting 2 speed counters on. So we can get American Sign Language down. We probably should do that. So now we have a resource generator. It makes me a little more happy. And then, honestly, the only play we really have is we play Photographic Reflexes. We go into a harm's way. We take the 4th threat off of there. And then flip it over, do the indirect damage, and then we can just knock out this henchman. That's really the only play that we got. So we're going to go Photographic. We're going to do Harm's Way. So we reduce the cost by 2. We pay the rest of it off with American Sign Language. We'll go ahead and take 4th threat off of here. Which in turns flip that over. Indirect damage. 1. 2 for him. And then we'll just throw the 4 damage on the henchman because it has guard. We can't do our watch and learn because we photographed that. Oh, actually, no, we can do. In response to the harm's way, I'm going to activate my katana. And it says, again, after you play an event, exhaust Echo's katana, deal damage to an enemy. So we can actually choose to have 3 more additional damage thrown over to Bullseye, which will drop him down to 2. Cool. I dig it. We'll hold on to these 2. And ready up. All right, so we have a Defiance, so we don't have to flip down, which is nice. All right, 2 goes on. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that at us. Let's go ahead and Defiance that. Uh, Sucks it wasn't one of his bigger ones, but we'll go ahead and watch and learn that. Have that in our back pocket. So he's only hitting us for 2. I'll take it. 5, and then counter card is a cop with quick strike, and block that. And then when he's defeated, he will put 2 threat on the main. This will flip over. 1 speed counter goes on. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and play Genius to put in our muscle memory. We could. This goes as our Defiance when we need it. The only thing I see worth doing right now, play muscle memory, grab our taunt for a resource, and get res down. Which I really hate going down an alter ego, especially against him. But with 5 health, it's looking like it's going to be that kind of what if scenario. But in just looking at the encounter deck, we have not hit his really bad boost cards yet. So I'm gonna hold on to this so that I have a Defiance already up. We weren't able to touch that, so that's a bummer. Armored Vest. Army of 1, so we can actually define and ready up. And 3, 4, and then. Oh, okay. Neat. Maybe I'll just play that then. Hold on to the other one. Alright, yeah. 2 threat goes on. Bullseye's activating. I'll go ahead and Defiance that. And yeah, Lady Bulls. Lady Bullseye, yeah, I'll take that. That's a winner. That would have been some damage. And he's gonna hit me for 2. And then he's gonna attack me for 2. I will defend the 2. And then we get our encounter card, which will be no, that's not good. When revealed, for each speed counter on the main scheme, choose to exhaust the character you control or take 1 indirect damage. I think I just lost terribly. 2, 4, 6, 8. Or I can exhaust every character I control, which I already am. So by process of elimination, the direct indirect damage is what we're going to get. And I'm dead. Well, at least I didn't lose on the advance like I did in the first 2 games. So, what's holding us back? That's the question. We get the defense. We get the defenses up. We just started to get overwhelmed with that last game was a lot better. It was definitely a lot more smoother when I got that when I got the katana down. And the shadows put us in a. I forgot that we had shadows too. All right, one more go. One more go, and then depending what the time looks like, maybe I'll just switch over to a Daredevil. It's out of curiosity. Two counters on. And we, of course, we gotta get our starting card. All right. Starting hand is in harm's way. Strength. In harm's way. Photographic reflexes. Tackle. I have value here. So uh, well, I definitely want my resource generator. That's definitely gonna help. I don't have enough to play all of this. You pay for you, and then nothing. Or I don't pay for that. Let's see. Play. That's not a resource, so that really doesn't do anything for me. So 2. Yeah, I can't. All right, well, this is what it is. It's just how the cards flop sometimes. Take the defense. We're going to take the strength. We're going to get this down. It's important. We're going to flip. We're going to go ahead and thwart 2. So that goes. That flips. Damage to you. That's 14. That's 1 to me. We'll use American Sign Language to play Army for 1, and we'll also watch and learn to tuck that in. We get the ready back up. Then we're going to attack him again for 2. Damage every turn. That's what we gotta do. Damage every turn. I'm gonna hold on to the tackle, I think. And we get ourselves a Defiance. We get ourselves see no evil, hear no evil. Okay. 4, 5, Army 1. Alright, 1, 2. Going to attack. I'm just gonna go straight up and throw the Defiance down. We're gonna discard that. Nice, that's a winner. That would have been 4 boosts right there. He's gonna hit me for 2. I get 6. So watch and learn, put that underneath. Exhaustion. Should have defended. And this also surges into Shadows of the Past. Why not? And Kingpin makes a return. All right, end of round. We flip this over. We add a speed counter on. Plays on me. Kind of wish I had that, but I don't. Spend 1 to play Army of 1. Ready up. We'll thwart 2 off of this. I guess we'll photo that. Can't do anything else. Bullseye's attacking, and I'm going to defend. Attacking for 2. 3, 4, 5. 5 to my 3 defense. I take 2. Kingpin was going to attack against me, but when Kingpin would attack the Maya Lopez player, he schemes instead. So he's going to put 3 threat on the main, which puts it to 7 out of 9. This might be a quick one. Counter card is Wanted. So it's an obligation. Discard cards from the counter deck until a police minion is discarded. Put into play. Engage with you. Discard this card. And this is going to get 2 counters on it. And it's player turn. Wood might help. We will do this to play Army 1. Flip up with War 2. Get rid of this. It's 6. We'll play Study the Tape to grab it, and then grab Tackle. Then we'll spend 1, 2, 3 to play Tackle. Let's deal it to him. So 1, 2, 3 comes off because there's threat. He gets stunned. We can photo this, and then I think I have to. All right. And then I'm just gonna discard that one, and we're gonna tuck this one. Can't do anything with that. Don't really want that to come out because I don't want to deal with the quick strike, so I'm just gonna have to keep that there for now. There's Argentana. Will we be able to get to use it? Is the question. We might. All right. 2 goes on plus the acceleration. That's 7 out of 9. He's gonna. Yeah, I think we just lost because he's gonna throw it out on that. Stunned. He's gonna scheme. Is there anything I could? I probably could have just had king. Actually, I'm gonna recall it. I'm gonna put the stun on Kingpin instead. So then he would have attacked me. So I'll go ahead and defend. And then he's gonna attack me for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my defense is a 3. So I have 1 health point. When Kingpin would attack, he can't because he's stunned. So that would stop the scheme. And then we get our encounter card, which would be attach the enemy with the highest scheme, which would be Kingpin. So Kingpin's on a motorcycle. It's kind of comical. And play goes to me. We're gonna put 2 here. Put our katana down. And then we're gonna play photographic reflexes to pay for the tackle. Which is gonna be 2, 3. So we're gonna go ahead and stun him and do 1, 2, 3. Oh. We're going to stun him again. And then, yeah, so we attack him. Deal 3 damage, which would take away the Morph Cycle. Then we can use this to throw over there, which comes off of there. And we can't photograph that. And we're down to 1 health. No, it's either I survive this or I die. I can't really. This goes up to 6 and 7. It's going to attack. I'm going to defend and defiance that, which is 0. So he does no damage to me. Kingpin was stunned, so he wouldn't do the attack / scheme. Counter card is Traffic Jam. Okay. Guess we're going to do it again. Deal 3 damage and stun. And then we throw the 3 damage over here, which force interrupt when a character with vehicle attachment would. Add threat to a scheme. That threat's add here instead. Remove threat from a scheme. That threat. Alright, so that has nothing to do with it because no one's got a vehicle attachment, so 3 damage comes off. So that goes down to 4. Then we can tuck this back under. And we can ready up again. Still surviving with 1 health right now. 2 goes on. Bullseye's attacking. I do not have anything to stop that. I'm going to just defend. 2, 3, 4, 5, dead. And that's it. Again, Bullseye, man, he's pretty brutal. Especially in this getaway scenario. But I gotta do some more tweaking on her deck. See what's missing. But all in all, it does make it tougher also too when Kingpin is also when you get shadows like so early in the game. Can just instantly put a wrench in your plans. All right, I am gonna call it a night. And thanks for everyone who stopped by, check this out, and for anyone who takes time to check out the gameplay after video was made. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time on Facing the Encounter with my name Jeff. Have a good night.